I didn't realize it then, but I was playing out an old story in a new form, which was putting me in contact with the exiled grief in my lineage. Just 1 month before the earthquake, I had decided to go no contact with my mom so I could create the space to heal. What I didn't know was that this was an act of seismic resonance through the family and ancestral field. I was starting to distance myself from my dad too, given his proximity to my mom. But the earthquake forced me to message him to let him know I was okay before he saw the news. So in a wild and synchronistic way, the earthquake became a thread of connection that wouldn't let me exile myself from the family completely. The earthquake became the moment I unknowingly started restructuring the morphogenic field for the return. It would be 7 years later before I would meet Grace, my great aunt who had been erased from the family for taking her own life at 16 years old. The ancestral field was reverberating through me, reenacting what had been trapped so long ago, not with the purpose of re-traumatizing me, but to complete the pattern, to witness what Grace could not, to receive which she was denied, and to start the long journey of my return from exile. Grace had no one to take her in, not even family. I was taken in by someone I barely knew, but who had roots, a shelter that had memory in the bones of a building that had survived another seismic shift decades before. I was held by another immigrant who had been established longer there, and no doubt felt the resonance of his own exile from home, family, and self, something we never talked about, yet shared unconsciously. He didn't just give me shelter, he mirrored ancestral repair. He did what my ancestors couldn't do for their daughter. He said yes before I even asked. That timing reveals how the ancestral field begins to prepare us long before our conscious awareness arrives. Years before the session with Grace, my body was already entering the resonance field, yet I was unaware. My arrival in Mexico City just before the earthquake wasn't random. It was a prelude, but also a priming, a vibrational initiation into this field.